Hey everybody, I wanted to talk to you today about using this tool we've got called BarMaps, and I thought it might be helpful to give you an actual case study that came up just a couple of days ago in working with a student, because I thought it was exactly the kind of thing that a lot of people are going through, and I wanted to show you how this tool can actually make your studies so much more effective than really anything else I can think of. Now, in the particular situation that came up the other day, we had a student who was a foreign trained attorney and who was studying in the subject of federal civil procedure and jurisdiction. So I'm going to go to that particular mind map here, and BarMap, just to show you what the page looks like. Now, this student had BarMaps and had been through the original course with the lecture and the written materials and the practice questions, but was getting stuck on the question of res judicata and collateral estoppel. And the way that he understood those two subjects is that they had something to do with jurisdiction. Now, I told him that he could use BarMaps to help figure out if that was actually the case. And I want to start by showing you one of the cool parts of this. In every BarMap, there are mind maps that we've created for that individual subject. And you'll see here we've got a federal civil procedure mind map and a federal jurisdiction mind map. Now, in this student's mind, res judicata and collateral estoppel had something to do with jurisdiction. So what I told him to do was to come down here to the jurisdiction mind map, and just by clicking on this arrow here in the corner, you can expand that into a full screen. Now, when we've got that screen up, we're able to see each of the sections of that topic. And you'll notice that we've got jurisdiction and venue, and then law applied by the courts, procedures, motions, verdicts and judgments, and appealability. Because he thought this had something to do with jurisdiction, I told him, go to the jurisdiction sub-mind map, and you do that by clicking on this little arrow to the right. And when you do that, you get a new mind map. And here we've got jurisdiction and venue. And you'll notice that we've got federal question here, and we've got diversity jurisdiction, we've got personal jurisdiction. But you notice that we don't have anything about the question of res judicata or collateral estoppel. Now that's significant because since it's not there, might it be someplace else? Well, we might have looked over here about looking for appeals and interlocutory review. What about verdicts and judgments? We might look at that. And we do have some collateral estoppel here, so maybe we want to be here, and we've got res judicata up here. So maybe under verdicts and judgments, that's where we want to find how those two ideas work together. So now, with that in mind, we'll go back to our original mind map. What about civil procedure itself? Is there anything there that might help us beyond where we already were? And when we look at that, again, you'll see that we've got sections here on verdicts and judgments. Oh, well, that looks similar. What is that in the big scope of the subject? And there it is, claim and issue preclusion. So we see that it has to do with verdicts and judgments in both. Now, knowing that it's there, the next piece that I want to do is to try and figure out where in the lecture I might find it. So by hitting the federal civil procedure map, I can see here right away that there's something called claim and issue preclusion. Now, I've not only got that it's here, but I also know how long it takes to watch it. In this case, it's a 12-minute section. And just by clicking here, I can start that the lecture. And you can see that we've got the text and we've got the lecture there. Now that's in the civil procedure lecture. What about in jurisdiction? Do we have anything there? You'll notice that there's really nothing. There's a basic concept, subject matter jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction, service of process, and venue and remedies. So there's nothing in federal jurisdiction specifically, it's all in civil procedure. So now using that information, this student can watch that 12-minute piece of the video on the subject, and they can build out their particular mind map by simply having gone over here to the question of jurisdiction and looking at that verdicts and judgments, and then being in their bigger mind map, which had all of those pieces in it. Now, what if the student wants to add some additional information to this topic here? Can they do that? And the answer is yes. Simply by copying the mind map, they can start to create their own version, and that's easy enough to do. Or you could take this and print it out and then start to add your mind map from there, or you could just copy it by hand if you wanted, but it's already built in for you. So those are two of the things that really make this work. Then to finish up, what the student could do here if they wanted was to work through the fast finish audios in order to be able to listen to those same problems and lectures in a faster speed. So that's what BarMaps allow you to do. I think it's a pretty amazing tool, really, and I encourage you to use it and make use of it in order to help you on the things that you're not entirely sure of. So hope that's helpful to you, and if you have any questions, let us know. Thanks.